So I'm here from Catholic Charities of Oregon to talk about the Kenton Women's Village. We have HODs for 20 women, so our capacity is for 20 women. Normally, the average stay used to be about 8 months. With the pandemic, it's more like 15. So we probably serve about 30 in a year by the time people sort of rotate because they come in at different times. What I love most about the Kenton Women's Village is first of all, it's women-centered. Most of the homelessness programs in the city are either dual gender or they're sort of dominated by men. And so this is a place where people who identify as women can be safe. But the biggest thing that gives me joy at working at the Kenton Village is the empowerment. Seeing them get their self-esteem back, seeing them get their lives in order, seeing them connect with family in some cases. It's just very, the look on someone's face when they get a job or they get housing is just, it's worth it. It makes it all worth it. We had a person who came and stayed with us. She, I think anyone would say like she did everything quote unquote right. Like she was married, she had a job, then she became disabled. She and her husband had a house, but her husband died. And when her husband died, she lost her source of income. She wasn't sure how to get on disability. And eventually the bank foreclosed on her house. She became homeless, didn't know where to go because she'd never been in the homeless system, wound up camping on her own front yard of her previous house. Finally, her neighbors called us and we helped her. We got her into Kenton Women's Village. When we started hearing her story, we realized her husband had been a veteran and had not yet taken any veterans benefits. So we were able to work with the Veterans Administration to get her widow's benefits, and so get an income there, and we were also able to get her on her own disability. And then she moved into housing after about 8 or 9 months at the village. She was kind of a mom to many of the women at the village, really kind of teaching them how to cook was a big thing that she did, teaching them how to garden, and then successfully moved into her own housing and came to our gala one year and gave a little speech to our donors to talk about her experience. There's a few things we would like to do. We would like to increase the staffing for sure. We only have staff sort of in the daytime hours, and we'd like to extend the staffing a little bit later in the day hours. Also, we really want to bulk up our financial empowerment and our employment programs at the village. So using a grant, we would be able to help people get more of the things that they need to get jobs, like paying for the classes or paying for steel-toe boots, other things you kind of need when you get a job. On average, people have been homeless for 6 years. So it's a long time. And the statistics show that a woman has a 90% chance of being sexually assaulted within 72 hours of being on the street. So the women that come to us have serious, serious trauma, have really experienced a lot of bad things on the street. So that's really important. And increasingly they're older. That's the other thing people sometimes are surprised by. We're seeing more and more women that are 50, 60. We even had a woman who was 80 years old one of our staff people literally just sort of picked her up from the street and tried to get her into the village until we could get her into senior housing. The official Catholic Charities mission statement is to provide hope. And that's what we try to do at the Kenton Women's Village. We try to provide people with hope because people come to us sometimes hopeless, like life has beaten them down. They don't trust systems. And we instill hope to the future and hope in themselves and hope in the relationships that we have.